call the Village of Johnsburg, October 18th, regular meeting. The President and Board of Trustees order at 7 o'clock. On the roll, Trustee Clemstein. Here. Trustee McAvoy. Trustee Curry. Trustee Heeman. Here. Village Administrator. Special Assistant to the President. Here. Village Attorney.
Present.
And Village Engineer. To stand for the pledge, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
From the floor, would you like to address?
Paul Meyer.
You should be able to practice on the answer.
Oh, okay.
So I think you guys just take an action, you already discussed the forms, correct?
I don't know, did we?
Yeah, at the last meeting.
Oh, okay.
Video that I wanted to leave back then.
Okay, we've already talked about this.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
just
this
not
is on-
correct.
This is on for action, okay. I don't think there's any questions. Okay. We're gonna get to that in a minute. Thank you. Can we have a motion to approve on this agenda?
So move in.
Okay, we have a motion by Trustee McAvoy, seconded. Trustee Heeman. Discussion on the motion. Discussion on the motion. With there being none, Trustee Clemstein.
Aye.
Trustee McAvoy.
Aye.
Trustee Curry. And Trustee Heeman. Motion approved. That approves yours too, that was all part of that. Okay. Okay, President's report, I would like to, the board's consent to put Andrew Klaus and Matt Colby on the Finance Committee. I don't know if, I don't have their profile here. They are submitting them. But when they do, we'll email them to you. You can look at it if you don't have any problems with it, we'll just go ahead with it. Okay. And we are looking for people, a couple members for ordinance too, if anybody has any. Okay.
Are you looking for that formalization of the appointments right now so that you can utilize them in the meantime?
Well, I think that what we'll do is if when their profiles come in, we'll just email them out, maybe it can be determined by email, because it's not really something that we have to approve, right?
Yeah.
You can reappointment themselves.
Yeah.
For an important office, it could be a
Yeah, so let's just,
Trustee Heeman, do you so move to accept the proposed appointments to the ordinance committee,
No, it's to finance.
to finance?
I'm leaning to do that, and I have no reason not to, but I'm kind of not comfortable without
Okay.
their profile.
We'll wait till then.
Okay.
I mean, unless there's something that the committee needs action on right away.
We're having time,
I would trust
we're having,
those.
those two committees are having trouble getting a quorum, so we'd like to get.
Okay, I so move. I'm going to trust the village president's judgment.
Trustee Heeman, so moved. Trustee McAvoy, second. We need a roll call. On the roll, Trustee Clemstein.
Aye.
Trustee McAvoy. Trustee Curry. Trustee Heeman.
Aye.
Thank you. Village Board, move to accept the proposal for Merriman Excavating in the amount of $503,738 for SSA 32 sewer construction project, commonly known as Sunnyside Beach project. Can we have a motion?
So
motion by trustee McAvoy, second.
I'll second that.
Trustee Curry. Discussion on the motion. I think that everybody saw the bids. There was a recap in your packet.
So that includes the bid alternate with the upsizing of the 3-inch force main to a 6-inch to move further north in the future. We have that price separated out so that we can, that's a cost that the village will bear, and the rest is borne by the SSA 32 folks. And these were really good bids, which at the end of the day, just means the village just needs to borrow less money for as their investment. And all the numbers for the residents will stay at 21 grand. As you all recall, I already got a few calls from the residents, and I clarified it again nicely to them, but they were all very excited, and we're starting to get out and about to meet with them and locate their E1 units exactly where they want. So they're very happy. They can't wait. So really good numbers.
When are we looking to break down?
Tomorrow, I have the notice of award here with me, and if Colette would sign that, then I'll send them out, and they have 15 days, calendar days, to gather their insurance, certificate, performance and payment bonds, and all that. Then we'll have a pre-con, so it'll probably be probably first or second week in November, and then the first order of business will be to order the E1s. That's an 8 to 10 week turnaround time, but they can directional drill anytime. Even with snow on the ground, frost in the ground, we're going below all that. So they'll mobilize, we'll do e-blasts, we'll meet with the residents, we'll keep doing that. So once we get a schedule, I'll forward that out to you. That's part of the pre-cap, that they'll give us that schedule and what their approach will be. But they're gonna directional drill the 6-inch in, and then they'll come back and then you'll start to see the E1 units delivered. The bases will be set exactly where the residents want it, the inverts, we've agreed with them, and then they'll directional drill the small little services to the main, make that connection, and they'll bring the pumps and the top halves out, and then, so that'll probably be next spring, summer, we'll see all that.
They'll be flush in early summer, probably.
That would be a goal, yeah.
What did you, why do you think, I read the bids there, why the range? I mean, I read the first one and I almost had a heart attack.
Yeah, Berger doesn't do directional drill, so it's a sub. Berger's a really good underground contractor and a big excavating contractor, just like Glenbrook didn't even attend the pre-bid, and they didn't bid on it because all it would be a sub project for them where they have to go get the bonding and then watch all these other guys make the dough on it. And then they'd order the E1s, and again, somebody else with a smaller little rig would go. So Berger and Manaville were very high, and quite honestly, they had never done E1 type stuff, so they threw some wild numbers at it. You saw what they threw at it. Merriman, RJ, and all of them, and they had all done these before, and Merriman had great history with Fairview. So again, that's part of the deal. And we got really good our numbers with our partnership with E1. All the bidders get that number because that's what the village buys those for. So again, it's just it's how much they want to add to it and what they want to make and where they think they can put their numbers. But
Doubles a lot. Tim, we're providing the E1s on this, is that correct? Or are they providing the E1s?
It's part of their bid, right?
part of the bid.
It is part of the bid?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the reason they get it through them, they get our village agreed upon price because we're buying more than 30, we get free shipping and everything. But we need them to take control of them because they come from the factory, they get delivered to their facility, they get, it comes in 2 pieces. The top piece is adjustable based on the depth, and the bottom, they pour a concrete donut around it for buoyancy. I don't know if you remember seeing those pictures, but it comes out already with the concrete donut around it, and that's what they set in the hole. So we want them to take the order and coordinate the delivery and own it until they install it, test it. And
So that's item number 9. Is that right? grinder pump installation. I read that as they were just going to be installing, it, but that's the unit and the installation.
That's the whole deal.
Right. Okay.
The unit price is about $4,500
Okay.
per unit. And what we've coordinated is that if there's one or two residents on Long that are not in the service area, as well as on Oakdale, because we've already hit the 30, our guy Tim Setzer said that we could certainly, on a separate PO from the village, we could order those and get that same identical price increase shipping. So we're working with those couple residents who have interest in taking on this project. One would be tapping in at Long and going up 2 lots, buying the E1. We would buy the E1 for them or with them, and then we've already given them plans, and we've given them to a couple contractors, so they're getting bids. Their septics are failing, they're having problems, and this is a phenomenal solution. Even they're not part of our project, it's still very cost effective because of how close they are to what's going on.
I just want to make one comment, not relating to this, but it is a little bit relating to this. There were some issues, some location issues. I was out by Danny Sampo was doing the connection at Chuck Majerzick's, and they marked this wrong.
Well, if they would have contacted the village, and if they would have applied for a permit, I would have shown them exactly where that service
So
is.
Danny didn't ask for it?
No, he did not.
Really?
Chuck told him, it's right here where the saw cut is, and it's right next to my mailbox. I spoke to Danny on Saturday. He didn't want to bother me,
Okay.
and I said, stop that thought process.
He went through a lot of extra work.
Well, he was doing his other preliminary engineering to calculate going around the back, but I told him that with 2 tape measures, I could tell you exactly where it is, because that's what's called the service sizer locate booklet that I've made for you.
Right. I assume. I'm shocked that Danny didn't answer.
And the booklet goes out with every permit that's
When
issued.
someone applies
So
for a
when they
permit,
issue a permit, that
assume-
booklet's right there.
Joe Heelan was supposed to submit the permit Tuesday, he still hasn't done it as of today. I spoke to Danny on Saturday. Chuck apologized to Dan for wasting so much of his time.
Okay, good. Okay, that's
And
good.
so, the word on the street was he spent
That's
2
good.
days there.
Perfect.
And isn't there technology that I should have come up with to locate the stuff?
Okay, gotcha.
So, it's been squashed.
Okay, good, perfect.
Just call me and I'll find it for you in 2
I'm
minutes.
surprised Danny wouldn't have done it.
Danny talked to Davey Walsh a week ahead of time, and Davey said, we got the booklet, give Timmy a call and we'll both meet you. Never called me.
Wow.
Never called the village, never called me
Precise as he is.
personally.
Wow.
Because Chuck said, it's right here. And then guess
You
what?
can see it was modified.
It was a couple feet away, yeah, we have
There was a
pictures.
cable, there was some cable.
So everybody knows, we have pictures of the service coming across the street. I have a surveyed invert of that pipe. I have 2 dimensions pulled off the corner of each owner's structure, so you could just pull tape and you'll find it.
Perfect.
There's also a wood stake with an iron rod a foot below the surface, so you can find it with a metal detector, so. how
But
much
that
more
was,
you got?
that was buried about a foot underground. though.
1 foot, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because I don't want it frost even, and I don't want people
Yeah.
Hitting it with
whacking
their
it with their
lawnmower.
mower.
So-
And I didn't want people finding it thinking it's a property.
Right.
So that's why we all agreed
Good,
on that.
okay, perfect. Thanks for that.
Yeah, I mean, I can't help people if they don't call for help.
Yeah, no, that's.
And Dan said, you mean you didn't get the permit? He told me he was going in on Tuesday, and I'm like, okay. And I just checked today, I don't have it.
Believe me, it was brought up at breakfast Saturday morning, and Tim hit it solved by 10 minutes after we left. So, I mean, that
And I'm gonna
was...
make Dan a copy of the booklet, so that he'll have it, and Davey has one.
I mean, if you don't know, I mean, everybody knows, they know it.
And I'm shocked that Danny wouldn't have grabbed that.
He told me that Chuck said it's right here, so they just started going.
Just assumed.
A lot of assumption there.
And then he kept going. And Chuck's like, I could've swore it was here, and then Dan goes, maybe it's here, maybe it's there. Well, there's gas mains, there's conduits, there's other things out there. So in the field, they put bends on it just to get under and over stuff.
Yeah. The only reason I brought it up is he was just a little frustrated that morning, and I didn't know that this hadn't
He's got
happened.
my cell, he knows where I live.
I got it.
Chuck, I'm surprised Chuck
I got
got
it.
it. But,
Yeah.
It's all good?
I bet there was a lot of language said in there.
A lot of Hail Marys on
Okay. Any other questions for Tim? John?
Pardon me?
Any other questions for Tim?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, Tim.
Yeah.
Okay. We have a motion on the floor. Did we vote on that? I don't
No,
know.
I need a roll call.
We need a roll call. Trustee Hinman?
Aye.
Trustee Curry?
Aye.
Trustee McAvoy?
Aye.
And Trustee Clemson?
Aye.
Motion carried. Move to accept proposal for pedestrian crossing signal at Channel Beach at the end of this road, the yellow light and the button. The approximate cost site here is around $19,000. If you want to elaborate on that, Tim?
It's actually a lot less. We tightened up the numbers with the folks. It was my mistake. I thought, when Chris called me from my office, he said it was $9,038. I thought that was each. So Friday, when I talked to Claudette, it's actually $9,038 for two pedestrian lights in the exhibit that I've shown you. That's the black powder-coated pole. That's a decorative base, cast base. That's the push button, the instructions to push the button to turn on the warning lights. It's an arrow pointing at the road. It's the flashing strobe. This is what lights up a rectangular rapid flashing beacon, just like by half times. And then it gives you the little symbol that somebody's walking. And then there's a solar panel up top. And then these are back to back, because on both sides of the street, you got back to back for either direction. And then there's a little wireless component here, so no matter what side of the street I'm on, if I push the button, both sides go off and flash. It's just like on Johnsburg Road. So what you see there is the range of bids. The reason I budgeted $12,500 each is that was the exact bid 2 years ago when the contractors bid the big project. But again, I was telling Rick they could bump those up because those are, the little smaller one-off custom things, and it's such a multi-million-dollar project. That's what they bid. And so we called 3 very reputable companies, TAPCO, Motrex, and Traffic Control Corp. And you can see their range of bids right there, 10.4 or 10.5, $9,000 and $9,700. And they all filled out a purchase order form, so everybody bid apples to apples. And so I called the lady twice today, and I said, "You're all good, right?" And she said, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, then I'm good, really good, and I'm going to send you a PO tomorrow if the board approves it." And so the only added cost to this, I just wanted, I don't know if you didn't see it in my letter because you just got this, is Davey and I are working with a contractor to auger. Those are 2-foot diameter holes, 48 inches deep. Those get augered in, and then we'll have an upland or have a concrete. We're going to get some quotes to pour the foundations. And then the anchor bolts go in there, and then this comes out and bolts onto it. We're working together to do that because these guys are just vendors. They just provide this equipment. So Davey and I talked to Davey. This is very easy stuff to put up with banding, and the posts go up and it all connects. But we're also getting the same person to auger what I'll be talking about here shortly is the sign at the Public Works. They're going to auger 36-inch or 30-inch hole down 6'6" to support the Public Works sign. And I can go over that in detail. But, these were phenomenal bids, proposals from the vendor. There is approximately $200 shipping, but again, we're well below our budget, which again we were all really trying to save so we could kind of add it over to the boat ramp, extra work we added in. A lot of good projects going on. We're getting a lot of great numbers. So we recommend accepting this proposal. She will get it ordered. There's about a 3 or 4 week lead time to have this delivered, but that'll be perfect because we'll get the foundations in. This also includes 100 foot away, 120 feet away, the pre-warning signs that I promised you. But Davey's got the posts and they'll install those. So it's kind of nice to have the Public Works staff to do kind of that work so there's no markup or extra cost to the project. So there'll be pre-warning signs 100 feet away, letting you know, and then you'll see the 2 crossing signals, and I think that'll
Those guys are saving us a bunch of money, those hard-working guys.
And this saves us a bunch of money too, just requesting quotes for projects at this type of dollar value. We save on advertising, we save on bid books, we save on, Claudette and I have come up with a purchase order, 3-page document, fully protects the village, we get certificates of insurance, you know, all that good stuff. So, we're still protected, but we don't need these big books to get these type of prices.
Very good.
We always try for 2 minimum, but you see we got 3.
It scares the heck out of the contractors too. They automatically inflate the heck out of stuff when they get all that 30 pages of stuff.
Yeah.
Tim, these are all solar, so we don't have to run any power out there.
All solar, right? No power.
Thank you. Very nice.
If you look at the TV, in the hallway, you'll see that we're talking about all the projects that are going on now, and it will all be, people can come in, they can look at it, knowing each meeting is going to be, if we cancel a meeting, it will be on there, it will go on in these last 2, once we get the updated. It will tell you any projects that are working or coming up. Tim, I know everybody's got the email about the ITEP grant.
Yeah, that was exciting. Yeah. We worked really hard behind the scenes. Claudette obviously prepared a nice package with our team, but this is what the document looks like to get $1 million. So, you know, the federal program is about $1,071, and then the village's matching grant, this was a total of $1.3 million of project, and that's the PED lights from Spring Grove Road to Johnsburg Road.
And St. John's Avenue.
And St. John's Avenue. I want you guys to comprehend, that's huge. And then it's the brick banding up St. John's. It's the brick banding down Church Street.
It's gonna cover all of the
Yeah.
Church Street project, right?
Yes. So we have to work together to get creative. If the Spring Grove Road project or the other end doesn't go, you know, we may look in the next year or 2, we have a couple of years to spend this, to maybe install the sidewalks where we want, and then at least get the lights in, you know?
So we actually got $1,075,000.
$1,075,000.
If you look at the list, we were number 5 on the list of the 30 communities that got it, and the highest was $2 million, but they were all, and they went all the way under to about $75,000. And, I mean, they were all big communities. They
So
were-
who do we
they
all
were
need?
Champaign-Urbana, City of Rockford.
Dixon has the money in there.
I think we can consider ourselves very.
When we see people that supported on this, who do we need to thank individually when we see them?
Holcren and Frank.
Holgren, Alcock, and Frank.
Yep.
You know, letter went out,
Letters.
you'll get a copy of the letter,
So when we see them,
they're going out, and if you see them, thank them.
There was a couple communities that went after bike path and other things in the area that we also serve, but, you know, they asked me right away, how'd you get this one to pass? I said, this got such good points, because it's a Complete the Streets program, which they always talk about, a regional benefit. It serves the community club, Tiger Field, Rescue Squad Park, the library, schools, the church, da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
The points were racking up. I said, your bike path is out to nowhere, what's the regional benefit? I mean, I wasn't being smart, but it didn't score high, and they didn't pay for the Phase 1 yet, and they didn't show where the funding was coming
And
from.
the school serves the township, it serves
Right.
Ringwood, it serves
Yep.
Johnsburg, it
Yep.
serves, so there's a lot
good
of.
job.
Yeah, and it helps when Pam and Jack Franks and Holgren write really nice letters about that very thing, the regional.
They were very supportive with their letters.
Very
They were.
good.
They were very.
So because of this, just like if you remember on Johnsburg Road, we were rolling with the project. Phase 2, it broke into 2 phases because of condemnation with the county, but fortunately, remember that year, we found out the same deal, we got $1 million, and that's what put the lights on Johnsburg Road, so we added that into our plans. So we're adding this into our plans. We're gonna do a March letting, which still kicks this project off, but everything's gonna be in.
Oh, beautiful.
So if we get started by April, early May, we're rolling,
Oh, boy.
and,
More banners, more flower pots.
You know, you're gonna run the sewers up with that too, so.
think about this, Eddie mentioned it last night at the community club board meeting, $1.5 million from the council of mayors, $1 million from the ITEP, it's $2.5 million for our project in this plus, in our town. And we're extending sewer, and we're fixing major drainage, which is a really I'm jacked up, if you can't tell.
Yeah, it's good.
And I think we gotta give, Tim and Claudette a lot of credit, and Claudette especially with the first million through the Council of Mayors. I mean, we scored high in points, so you can go into that a little bit, how they do it.
Yeah, not only
But I
that,
think
but
it's good that they understand that.
Right.
It's a point system, so it's, if you're ready and you got the right of way, and the other thing is because we got the, money there. They know that you can complete the project because we got the money available to do it, and that's huge, so.
One thing, if I can just interject, you guys really need to look to Tim and HR Green on this. They did a phenomenal job with the package deal, they really did. And I think that a couple of things that helps us when we're seeing these grants is, especially when you're dealing with the same, people, partners all the time, they learn over time that Johnsburg knows what they're doing when they apply for these things. They have the matching funds, they have the team put together that knows how to engineer, construct, observe, administer these grant programs and does it right. And I think that
And the
really
follow up with the paperwork.
Yeah, and that really, I think, takes us a long way into being viewed, in a good light when they're considering these grant applications. Because there was about 200, I think there was more than 200 applications that came in, and they narrowed it down to 30. So, talk about out of the whole state, and we were one of 30 that got issued.
We're number 5.
That's phenomenal.
What really seems good is we did the grunt work way in advance on this.
That's what I told Jeff at the county.
Right.
Jeff calls and says, we partnered with Lake and the Hills and we didn't get even considered,
That's a big deal.
What are you doing different than what we're doing? I said, we're involved, we strategically planned stuff like this about 10 years ago.
Right.
Right.
We CIP plan every year and we look out. We're involved, they're involved, and they're finding the money ahead of time to do the phase 1, to do the engineering, to do the planning. They get community support, they get the right-of-way, they get the easements. I said, that's the magic. It's not really magic, we're just doing it. But these other towns are saying, we'll go for the grant. And when we go for it, then we'll find the money. Guess what? That just changed last year.
Right.
You have to do your phase 1, and you have to show you have the money in the bank. So what you guys did was
We're going to
You
push
guys
that
led
phase
us,
1.
you led us to that, so
That's cool.
it's leadership that does that.
Stuff. We're rocking. Community Club's excited about this. We just met last night. They're going to be investing into their facility, parking, storm sewer, sanitary sewer, and then Tiger Field also is part of it.
They're putting together a whole plan for new facades, and the lighting will be there, and working with the church on additional parking. It's going to look like a Norman Rockwell picture with the church in the background.
I was at the meeting
It's going to
sitting
be a
next.
beautiful view up St. John's.
I was at the meeting sitting next to him. Usually if you miss a meeting, they give you stuff. At the meeting, somehow I became the chair of that committee.
It was really.
He's good at that.
to me, I go, what? I didn't go to the washroom. Usually they find
Don't get up and go to the washroom
next time. Okay.
We need to go back, get a motion in a second on the crosswalk when we sit when we...
No, we will.
Okay, I just didn't know if you...
Thanks for reminding me. So, I mean, they're excited about it, and I think we gotta really be excited that we got $2.5 million plus for a $4 million project, right?
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So,
Christmas next year, by Christmas next year, it could look like a whole new postcard. Up St. John's, Church,
Yeah.
Church Street, that's gonna look crazy, crazy good.
Very good.
look good for the parade. Might be a little tough on the T-Birds next year.
Yeah, well, T-Birds will have to come a special route, you can't come through construction.
Don't worry, we'll build ramps for them. Okay, can I have a move to accept, is there any other thing on ITEP or the grants or Church Street projects now that are ready to roll? No? Okay. And, I sent letters out, they're going out tomorrow morning to those Representative Franks and Congressman Boltman and Pam. So they helped tremendously pursuing it. So if you see them, say thank you. And can I entertain a motion to move to accept proposal for pedestrian crossing signal at Channel Beach Avenue? So move. Have a motion by Kevin, seconded by Tom.
Vice versa.
Okay. A motion by Tom, seconded by Kevin. Yes. Discussion on the motion. And that is in the amount of $9,038.
That is really good. That is really.
Discussion on the motion, with there being not being any, trustee Heeman?
Aye.
Trustee Curry?
Aye.
Trustee McAvoy?
Aye.
And trustee Crumiston? Motion carried. Motion, does anybody have a committee report? Tom, I heard I was out of town, but another great job.
Thank you.
For a celebration in the park. I hear the weather was great.
Brandon?
We got some rain, but it finally cleared up, and I think it went well. There's always things you can improve upon, but Claudette and her son and just everybody from the village was a huge help. So we had some committed volunteers that didn't show, and with everybody's help, it went well.
Good. John?
I've got one real, very, very preliminary thing that our committee just has started working on, and I think I don't know if I chatted with all of you about it in the past, but the Prairie Commerce Center on Spring Grove Road has, the original entrance sign going into the subdivision was put on private property, and that's been kind of taken over by the owner of the property as its own signage, and we're trying to do some investigating to find out if there's a way that a information sign, for lack of a better word, could be placed on a dedicated easement that we're hoping to try and get from the property owner that's on the southeast corner of the intersection of Spring Grove Road and I forget what the name of the road is that goes in there. It's just north of Bolson Auto Body. There's a vacant lot right there. I had a little bit of a preliminary introduction to the property owner. I hear that it might be being sold though, to see if we can get an easement for a sign there. There's a lot of businesses back there that are unknown. They got sign violation ordinances in the county right now, big time. On the west side of Spring Grove Road that are in violation of the county. The county's going to rip them all down pretty soon. So, these are jobs people up there. And they're service people that provide important services to our community. And I'm going to try to do some investigating and see if there's an opportunity for them all to invest in this sign, and maybe we'll see if we can get something together where the village might be able to give them some sort of help somehow, some way, either engineering help or some sort of, I don't know what the extent of the sign is even going to be yet. It would be nice to have a nice attractive sign out there, but you know, that's all in the works, so.
Hilly Ridge.
I can look at the plat. Have you already looked at the plat of subdivision?
Yes.
And you do not see a easement for a sign
No.
for the community site?
We required a sign, there was a sign required that the Hillers put up. It said Prairie Commerce Center there, but it was on private property. A&B Roofing's got it, it's on his property. And I'm going to talk to him yet about it too, but I think it's, you know, it would probably be better located on across the street. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, let me know, John. We'd be happy to just pull the plat and then work with those people and create an easement exhibit so that they see exactly where it is. But I'd like to look to make sure at the stop bar you got sight distance and stopping
Right.
distance. And then,
If you wouldn't mind
Can I
doing
go?
that, that would be wonderful.
I'll be in town Friday. We have a meeting here with the county at 10, and I was going to meet Kevin
Okay,
on a project, and then I could meet you guys out there.
okay. No, that would be good.
I'll circle around and we go over and look.
What time are you going to be here Friday?
We have a 10 o'clock. That'll go
So
probably
what
till
time?
11. And then I was going to meet Kev, so somewhere around noon or so.
Okay, I'll buy you lunch.
What?
You buying us lunch? You're buying us lunch? you mean?
You can't accept those
Look at
kind of
it.
things.
Geez, it just grew.
How many
I'll
guys
split it
are
with
coming?
Yeah, there you go.
Rick, you coming?
Just so you know, was the Public Works building paid today?
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
Straight.
Okay.
It was
and then
graded
striped.
Friday, and then paved Monday, and then striped today.
And this parking lot is scheduled to be done this week.
You're talking about Public Works?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thursday, it'll get,
Round down.
it'll be milled,
80% and then
and then to
20%.
this island here, this whole portion will be done Thursday, and then, village, the residents can still park along that edge. And then on Friday, this will be open for them, and then they'll finish that phase 2.
We're leaving all the islands in, right?
Yes. Yep. And then they'll come back and stripe it, it'll be Saturday or what.
I'm sure the snowplower guys wish they weren't there, but
If everybody's noticed, the concrete's been replaced at the front door.
Is the parking lot for the park on the radar? Paving, repairs?
I haven't been asked to look into that.
No.
Sid Ross?
It's something, community affairs should come up with.
Yeah, we should
Yeah.
talk about that.
Yeah.
What was once talked about probably several years ago was the thought of putting some lights out
Lights.
there. And that's why,
Desperately need
several
lights.
years ago, we weren't gonna, because we were gonna saw cut through the pavement and get some conduit in, at least to the far side, to have a couple lights, which I think were talked about or budgeted, but Janice, I don't know if she ever moved it forward, but I did a sketch. There was 2 lights and then staggered closer to the end, so one by the drop-off zone at the
yeah.
far end, and then it would, only a couple, so it doesn't, light up.
Or have the downlit lights up.
Yeah, the box lights,
Right,
so
right.
it's just,
That's brutally dark back there, boy, it's real true.
Yeah, when the soccer folks turn off the lights, and the last people walk to their cars, it's
Yeah.
dark.
we can get it on the radar for 2017, and
Yeah.
we're getting close to winter time, so I hate to say we could go out and...
We got it in,
bids.
we'll get it in next year.
Yeah, let's put it for next year's summer, spring, summer, so that by the time they start using it, they'll be...
Kevin?
I'm gonna have Tim come to, Public Works meeting next Wednesday. And my wife reminded me, I was telling her about the downtown planning presentation that Tim gave us at the last meeting. And I said it was a tremendous, presentation, and I asked Claudette and had Tim come to that meeting. So she suggested that if any other committees wanna come to next Wednesday's meeting at 7:30 to see their presentation, it might be a benefit, so,
Good, okay, good. A week from tomorrow.
Yeah, 7:30,
Good,
so we're gonna do that.
very good.
We could send an e-bite,
Mhm.
throw that out, we'll send an e-bite out,
Yeah.
saying that presentation's gonna be done at
Yeah,
the
if you could send one to my committee members.
You'll do it all.
We'll send it to
Oh,
all,
Just do it all.
we'll send it to all.
They decide if they wanna go.
Then everybody can be sure.
Yeah, I thought it was a great, presentation, and I think everybody should be aware of it.
Probably a good thing for your river.
Okay. Anything else? Any boat ramp news or anything?
Any what?
Boat ramp news starting?
Well, we were talking
We
about.
have everything ready to go. We're coordinating with the Fox Waterway and the dam master, and as soon as he gives us the date that he's lowering the river, then the next day, the guy will start, because that's just, once the river's down, then he'll build a coffer dam, then he'll pump that out, pull out the old ramp, and then he'll pour and frame up and then pour the new ramp, and then the seawalls will go in, the rock riprap, get the coffer dam out, and then put the pier in, so.
Yeah.
With the water level down, it'll really save a lot of time and effort, so we're just waiting to hear back.
What I
Calling the Joe
really
Town.
emphasize with Tim and with Claudette and Davey is that we want to make sure we communicate that really, really well, because this time of year, as the season's going on here, people are, still wanting to take their boats out. I don't want to take.
It would be
their-
nice if we could even say, hey, it's scheduled to start in 3 weeks or 4 weeks.
Well,
and
I'd like,
and
and
then,
I told Davey, I said,
That would
get a
give
sign,
people a chance
put
to
it
get
down
their
there,
boats out.
get heat blast out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to make sure we communicate that well.
I got a call on to Joe Keller to give me the dam master's number, because it's not posted anywhere.
The damn
He
man.
probably doesn't want to
The
get
dam
called.
master.
The dam master. He probably doesn't want to be called, right? Lower the river, raise the river, lower the river.
Okay, that's great. Greg?
Yes, on the ordinance committee, we're working on going through all the ordinances. So we're gonna go looking through chapter by chapter. Well, mostly looking just at like fees, because sometimes fees were stated at a certain price, and then we have some different class levels, so we're starting to look at all that. Also, we did pass, 2 meetings ago, we did pass the building codes. So I think, Claudette, you and I talked about that too. We need to get that in a village meeting. It's probably gonna be a bigger discussion on some of that stuff, because some of that hasn't been changed in maybe 8 to 10 plus years onto the building codes. So I know some people had some questions on it. We had some discussions with H.R. Green when Claudette brought, some people wanted to talk about that, but the committee did pass forward that to the board to review. So that'll be.
And we'll have the same team available at the board meeting.
Start with temporary structures.
Yes,
Please. That's actually
Please.
zoning, right?
Because
That
I
is
think
zoning,
they...
that's not
zoning is
ordinance,
shit.
it's zoning, you guys
Oh,
have that
okay,
as zoning.
well,
That'd be like electrical, all that stuff too. Oh.
Okay. Motion to adjourn?
so moved.
Well, hang on.
Oh, stop. I'm sorry.
I just want to give you a quick update on the sign. The sign actually is, we're working with Rainbow. Just so you know, the LEDs monitors should be coming in a week or so. The first priority is to get them installed at the library and get that up and running and set up. And then the second priority will be the installation of what you've already seen. But I wanted you to let you know that the techniques we're using is going to again save us some substantial dollars. We're actually digging 30-inch by 6'6" concrete filled with rebar, and a 6x6 steel post will come all the way up to the top here. This will be built out of an aluminum frame. This will be built out of an aluminum frame. We'll be able to support these limestone sills. And then this structure will be all built out of aluminum that will support the 800-pound dual monitor, all the equipment and the electric that's already been directional drilled out there. The location is on the map. If you drive by today, you'll see 2 stakes, green flags, and an orange directionally drilled conduits already up. That's where the sign's going to go. We kind of get great visibility heading north. As you're coming down the hill, you get great visibility heading southbound. But I wanted you to know that, and then what they're going to do is they're going to paint the entire, don't worry, this isn't a new logo. They're going to paint the entire, this is the type of material it is, painted fully. This is what the Public Works letters, the Public Works facility will look like, and this is backlit with LED. So it'll be long time, no bulbs, no nothing. And then the logo, the top is all aluminum, really well painted and structurally sound. But because the church and the river and the handshake are so intricate, they use a high-quality vinyl, and it's like a 10-year warranty on it. And so they do the cutout, and then this gets backlit. And so we're looking at this as an option, or we're looking at that being like a sign, and then inserting some uplights in the box that would just light up the logo. So we're looking at 2 different alternatives. But if you drive past the shop center, they did that sign, and we did the design there. This looks really slick. It's
Try to
really
avoid that uplight.
Really, the what?
Try to avoid that uplighting.
Okay. So I think, I just wanted to let you know, because last time I talked, we talked about uplighting them, not in the grass, but built into the box, a little LED cup. So would there be 2 of them that would light the logo?
So they'd be like little LED lights built in.
Yeah, and then what we're doing, this is all the Ron from Rainbow has this handy. He uses it as an exhibit, but I wanted to show you so that this Public Works facility, that will be cut out in the aluminum, and this will be colored, a nice color that will match the limestone that's, out on the gateway signs. The only difference between those are full masonry, full foundation, concrete block, then veneer on it, and that was about a $70,000 to $80,000 gig. This, we got our proposal was, for the aluminum frame, as you see here, minus the stone, was $14 grand. So we're gonna get a phenomenal, I honestly don't think people will be able to tell the difference, because they're gonna see the aluminum frame probably through the winter. It's gonna look nice, it's gonna be this shape. The monitors will be in, the wording will be on. You know, it won't have the address, but this will all be there. And then when the temperatures are right, they'll screw Durock to the aluminum frame, so this will never rust, never have a problem. And then they'll do like a cultured stone.
That will match some.
And it will match exactly to the gateway signs. Talk to KLM, talk to Jeff Brown. I'm gonna have their stone guys give us quotes. So we got some local guys doing work in town, and I talked to Kim, and maybe they'll work with us to take care of us. But, so they'll do these 2 columns in the same exact stone that the gateways are done, and then this will be an inset, chiseled 3200, painted black. And then in here will be a LED light that will be set in so it lights up the edges like you see on posts or columns.
And, God forbid, if somebody were to knock that thing down, it's gonna be a lot easier steps than a masonry.
Well, if somebody decides to go off-road, as you can see how far, this is the drive lane, that's the paved shoulder, then there's a ditch, then it goes up about 8 feet. You never know, they go airborne, you're right.
But I'm saying that this is gonna be an easier, this application is gonna be an easier repair than.
So I just asked about that, I saw that it was light, and I just wanted you to all know, and you see 2 columns go in and 2 6x6, and you're gonna see an aluminum frame, all 2x2 aluminum frame, and you get all the calculations with rainbow.
How many times will the fire department replace that?
Right. So,
Probably 4 or 5.
it's a very economical way to do our really nice gateway signs or community signs. So as we move forward with downtown theming and stuff, we could use those same details. Crystal Lake, those are all precast, set in place with their new signs. Those all come out on a truck and get set on a foundation. Woodstock's doing that. Huntley's doing that.
Yeah.
So, again, I think it's pretty cool. And I mentioned to you before that what used to be the old Blockbuster, you'll sketch the exact way it was put in the ground with a tube, and then they put the stone on the bottom, the cultured stone. So. All right, that's all I did. And every time I think I'm finishing on stuff, Eddie goes, "What about this?"
Go ahead.
Right when I finish that, what about that one? I'm like,
Okay. Any questions for Tim on what we got going on? Okay. So that's all moving forward. The signs and poles are ordered, right?
Who's back the signs today?
Okay.
I don't see them all. So they're going to be on long signs, and we originally saw the link to the name, the sign, and then the next one.
So the signs to blend everything in will start going up.
I just
And
want
when
to
we do
make sure,
Church Street and then we'll match.
and I go back to the ITEP thing for just 1 second. You can't overthink those legislators that signed on for us. I think it's important that all 3 of those get really thanked big time, so that, we got in trouble with Durbin that one time because he was not happy that we didn't thank him enough on that.
Well, it's included in that newsletter article as well.
Good.
It's in the newsletter article. There's letters going out to them tomorrow. And when the project starts, we'll put up a little sign.
Good. Thanks, John.
Next meeting is gonna be when?
Next board meeting, November 1st.
First evening.
It's not gonna be the 8th?
8th
First.
of election.
I'm going to be in the hospital.
What?
1 month.
Knee replacement.
Oh, you ready to meet them? On the 8th?
November 8th.
Where at?
Village Board is the 1st and the 15th.
First and 13th is...
1st and 15th. Okay. Okay. Now, can we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion by trustee Heeman, seconded by trustee Curry.
Sure.
On the roll, trustee Heeman, trustee Curry, trustee McElroy, trustee...
Aye.